So let's talk about what is really going on with aging, and let's talk about why you should not age gracefully. Our job is to make you function better. I want you to be stronger, faster, leaner, smarter, sexier, and happier. Let Longevity Medical Clinic show you how you can have a more active, vital, joy-filled life. That's really what we're trying to get you to do. Hello, I'm Dr. Jerry Mixon, and this little video is on why you should not learn to age gracefully. I know you've all heard that phrase. It's right along with some of those other silly things people say, such as, oh, age is just a number, or it's a state of mind, or gee, you had a late life child, well, he or she, they'll keep you young. None of that's true, all right? So let's talk about what is really going on with aging, and let's talk about why you should not age gracefully. Okay, first, because aging gracefully is an oxymoron. Aging is the progressive loss of your graces. You get slower, fatter, weaker, dumber, sexless. You have trouble climbing stairs. You can't stand on one foot to get dressed anymore. Okay, your skiing is getting slow and clumsy. You can't run like you used to. That lean, fast, graceful body of your youth is falling apart. That's what's actually happening as you age, and that is not a state of mind. That's a harsh biological reality. We are not designed to live as long as we currently are. I know that's an anathema, a terrible thought for many people, but it's true. For most of human history, women died in their teens and 20s, and men made it to their 30s and 40s. A few very lucky, wealthy, powerful people could make it into their 70s and 80s because they were able to protect themselves pretty well from our harsh, deadly world around us. Today, the average American male doesn't die till 73. The average American female makes it to 76. This year we're even doing better. The men are up to 74. The women may make 78. Of course, that puts us way behind Europe and most of Asia, well, except China, where they die in their 60s. But the reality is, aging isn't kind to us, okay? And Mother Nature doesn't care, because she doesn't care about me or you as individuals. She cares about the continuance of the species. And let's face it, in your 60s and 70s and 80s, most of us are not having babies anymore. We've done our contribution for our species back in our 20s, maybe our 30s. All right, I had my last child at 65, but I'm unusual, all right? Now, this is an area that I have a lot of interest in. One, because I'm a 76-year-old man married to a woman 30 years my junior with an 11-year-old child at home. You know, my children are a wide range. My oldest child is 53, my youngest is 11. Everybody needs a hobby, and mine is obvious, folks. Oh, by the way, for the ladies in the audience who might say, my God, he traded in his wife on a younger model. No, I didn't. I got married at 20, divorced at 40. I was single till 57 years old. And I was a single, happy doctor. I had a great time. Never thought I would remarry until I met my wife when I was 57 and she was 27, turned 28 by our wedding. And by the way, we are blissfully happy. I'm a much better husband and father this time around. But I own what I usually refer to as anti-aging clinics. Those are clinics that don't make you younger. That's impossible. You've lived how many hours you've lived. Our hope is we can help you live a lot longer, but I can't turn back space and time. You've lived how long you've lived. Our job is to make you function better. I want you to be stronger, faster, leaner, smarter, sexier, and happier than you would normally be at this point in your life. And I want you to stay that way for much longer than is normal in our society. Okay? I told you I got married at 20, divorced at 40, and boy, I was depressed and lonely and working my butt off. I was working 14, 15, 16-hour days. I got fat, tired, depressed, and yes, damn near sexless. It's just the way it was. And I was about like most of the other doctors working my schedule. We didn't have time for exercise or anything else. We thought that the profession was simply demanding and that's what we had to do. Well, found out I was wrong. There are things we can do, but it does make some changes in your life a critical component. You do have to take time for yourself and for your body. Give up most of your TV time and put it into exercise time. It would be one choice. For instance, I don't have a TV contract at home. My 11-year-old daughter reads books. I mean, yeah, real books, paper, hardbound, but she also has a Kindle. She reads electronic books too. But, at 11, she reads at a college level in both English and Mandarin because my wife is Chinese. And so the first few years of my daughter's life, Mandarin was about the only language she heard except for me. So you do have to give up something. You cannot have it all. That's one of those injunctions that is foolishness. No one, male or female, can have it all. You have to make priorities. Okay? But let me ask you a question. If you could give yourself an extra 10 to 20 years of the strength, the energy, the self-confidence, the romantic vigor that you enjoyed in your youth, but you could couple it with the experience and wisdom that you've gained through the years, would you turn it down? Well, if you won't go to any clinics such as ours, no, you don't have to go to ours, though I'd prefer it if you did, that's what you're doing. You're turning it down because we can't make you younger. We can make you stronger, faster, leaner, smarter, sexier, and in doing so, happier than you would otherwise be. I want you to look at a couple of photographs. Now, there are 2 photographs of me taking around, let's just show you one. I'm going to show you one photograph of me taking when I was around 50 years old. It's entitled Fat Jerry Sitting. Now, look at that picture, okay? That's pretty much typical for a 49, 50-year-old man with a sedentary lifestyle, right? Okay, now I'm going to show you a couple of other photographs. Look at the next one. The next one says, 76th birthday with my family. This is a picture of me, my wife, and my daughter on my 76th birthday. Which one of those would you rather be? Now, 2 more pictures coming up. Me standing smiling and me sitting on a stool. These are also at age 76. These are just more formal pictures that I've made for a couple of websites and ads. Look at those. Lean, strong, see, nice big broad chest and shoulders, flat belly. Compare that with the first picture. Which of those would you rather have? Okay, one of them is 26 years after the fat one. That's true. Okay, you can get stronger, faster, leaner, smarter, sexier, and happier. That's just all there is to it. So the question is, how good can you be and how can you do it? Well, there's other videos that you can look at here. And one of these videos is called What Causes Aging. It's actually 11 videos in a row that goes through the 11 things that we now know are critical to address if you're going to address the aging process. Okay. I'm living proof you can do it. I've got a lot of other patients that I could show you. I have people in their 70s doing double backflips on the trampoline. Okay, I've got women in their 60s that could easily wear a bikini and get by with it because they have lean, hard, flat bellies. Take a picture of my wife. She's now mid-40s and she runs like the wind. Even I, at 76, I can run 3 miles in the morning before I go to work. Yeah, I can bench press 200 pounds. I have an active family and romantic life. This is perfectly normal for me. It's not normal for the average American 76-year-old. You should not accept aging, quote, gracefully, because there's no such thing. You should find a really good longevity clinic and participate. And I understand there's a lot of schlock out there. Okay, so come to ours, Longevity Medical Clinic. Go to our website, lmclinic.com, if you want to. We do need to see you once to set up a real legitimate doctor-patient relationship, but after that, we can do telemedicine. Current state law lets us do you by telemedicine for up to 3 years. So, one trip to the Seattle area to get you started. That's all we really need. So, let Longevity Medical Clinic show you how you can have a more active, vital, joy-filled life. That's really what we're trying to get you to do. Remember, stronger, faster, leaner, smarter, sexier, and happier is the tagline for LMC, and it's the reality of those patients who follow our program. Thanks for watching.